St. Andrews, beneath the windows of the Old Course Hotel. The British Open Golf Championship. And for those that like this kind of thing, there's nothing better anywhere in the world. Scotland, for any visitor, is full of interesting things apart from golf. But it's no use denying that to a keen golfer, a country with the choice of over 300 courses makes an irresistible place for a holiday. Or even for a second holiday, maybe in the autumn. The mecca of the game is undoubtedly St. Andrews. Golf has been played in this university city for more than 500 years. The old churchyard of the ruined cathedral is full of the graves of golfers. Oh, don't worry, they're locals, not visitors. On the stones are the names of a good many champions and innovators. And these are the very same names you still see on the golf shops in the town. A new type of club or ball often gave the game a shot in the arm, all adding excitement to championship golf as we know it today. On the walls of the Old Course Hotel are prints of golfing history, a history which goes back to the time of the Stuarts, and the first known lady golfer, Mary, Queen of Scots. When her son James became King of England, he took the game to London and to an international future. If you believe, and a good many have, that the magic of Scotland is not just magnificent scenery and the world's greatest golf courses, but romantic history too, you can't do better than follow the story of Mary, Queen of Scots. You can visit many of the places she knew. She came to the Lake of Monteith in Perthshire when she was only 5 years old. Her guardians brought her here for safety, while the English were attacking the Scots. Once there were orchards and herb gardens on the island of Inchmahome. Now there are only the ruins of the medieval priory that once sheltered the little lass who was already the crowned Queen of Scotland. There's no doubt Scotland is the one country in the world where you can be at the heart of history and at the heart of golf at the same time. Here in the winds and sand dunes of this St. Andrews shore, the whole thing began on the Old Course itself. The visitor need only bring a proper respect for golf to join the locals in the thrill of playing on the greatest championship course in the world. He certainly doesn't have to be a tagger of the game. He needs only to love it. The wee bridge over the burn has always been the pathway from the town to the links. Golf was once a purely local pastime until the St. Andrews Society set up the rules and became the world authority. the Royal and Ancient Club. And there it stands, grey and uncompromising, solid as the rock on which it's built. Very few golfers need to be told what this is. The 17th hole of the old course, the famous road hole. You need a good long carry to get over those nets round the hotel, which now replace the black sheds of old. That looked pretty good. In fact, it fairly split the fairway down the middle. There are bunkers eating into the near side of the green, and beyond it, that notorious road, lying in wait for anyone who is a bit rash. It looks as if he wasn't rash enough. He didn't get up. So he's going to need some good, careful putting if he's not going to drop a shot. Many a champion has come unstuck on the road hole. Few people ever notch a birdie. So it's pretty good going to be home in par. But let's move on to the 19th hole. If Scotland's magic is scenery, history, and golf, surely the mixture needs moistening. And the best thing for that purpose is the malt. Each single malt whisky of Scotland is different, of course, since each comes from a separate distillery. Malted barley is first mixed with water, fermented, and then distilled twice in these great copper pot stills. When it comes into the spirit room, the liquid has no color, but it's heavy with flavor. Then it's matured for years in oak casks, and finally it becomes that potent, mellow single malt. A connoisseur's drink that gives character to the blends that are household names wherever the word Scotch is spoken. Now's the time for our golfer to have a round with a resident pro. It's bound to help his game. This is Mr. Christie on the North Inch course at Perth, beside the peaceful River Tay. And Mr. Christie has seen it all. There's always sympathetic advice from a resident pro to get you out of trouble. You see, the landscaping of a Scottish course is part of the rigors of the game. But the surrounding scenery is a rich bonus for your holiday pleasure. Ah, that was a good putt. Just a bit too enthusiastic. When he drives as well as he putts, that will be the day. And talking of scenery, here's some you should try not to miss. This was the hunting palace of the Stuarts, Falkland, now Scottish National Trust. It must rank among the happiest places Mary Stuart ever went to, because here she could escape for a time the intrigues that finally destroyed her. She came with her lively young court, hunting and riding, playing tennis, and maybe a bit of golf in the gardens and parkland beneath the Lomond Hills. Falkland was always a royal home, not so much a place of state as Linlithgow, where Mary was born in 1542 and became queen when she was less than a week old. In and near Edinburgh, you can visit even more of her life. She came back here to her capital from France, a widow of only 19, to claim a throne. But down the Royal Mile from the castle lived the great reformer John Knox, denouncing her frivolous ways and generally blasting his trumpet against what he called the monstrous regiment of women. At the bottom of the hill, in the palace of Holyrood House, Rizzio, her secretary, was stabbed to death by her disapproving nobles. And 3 miles away at Craigmillar Castle, they planned to murder her husband, Henry, Earl of Darnley. In the museums and galleries, you can follow her story in pictures and works of art. Among them is a grim reminder of her fate. But Edinburgh isn't only a city that's rich in history. It's a place where you can really enjoy yourself. Why not enjoy Scott salmon straight from the water in the North British Hotel, with a view of one of the most gracefully fashioned streets in the world, Princes Street? Within sight of it is the Braid Hills Golf Course. Really great golfers like Tommy Armour and James Braid played here. And come to think of it, even that redoubtable Miss Jean Brodie played here in her prime. The 16th is a dogleg hole to the right, and even a resident pro may hook himself into trouble occasionally. There's a big premium on that drive. Pull, slice, or hook, and you'll be away into the rocks, the rough, or the winds. As at Perth and hundreds of other municipal courses in Scotland, you can play on the Braid Hills for a very modest fee. And its well-kept sloping greens are generally very fast, which adds to all those exquisite tortures that make up the game. There are riding schools in fine country for trailing and trekking all over Scotland. But in the lowlands, you can practically have the whole wild landscape to yourself. This castle, by Hermitage Water in the Borders, belonged to the Earl of Bothwell. And Mary, Queen of Scots, once came riding here herself. Whatever you're keen on, history, scenery, or sport, you're sure to find a welcome in Scotland. They say we're dour, but we really do enjoy our guests, particularly if they're paying guests. Turnberry Hotel on the Ayrshire coast is only half an hour from Scotland's international airport. It's very much like a big Edwardian house, and a bit like a house party too, because most of the guests have one thing in common: golf. But you're sure to make new friends, whatever your interests. You really have to be an enthusiast to face the taggart tee of the Ulster course in a nearly gale force wind. One of the many pleasures of playing with a pro is that he'll tell you how you ought to be thinking about a hole, selecting a point to go for, getting a good line, trying to ignore all those hazards that hungrily await your drive. Well, if it's any consolation, there are hundreds more where that ball went. Maybe we've had enough water and enough golf for a bit. How about a dram to cheer us all up?
Yes.
If you can take a haggis, you can really say that you've acclimatized yourself to Scotland. They say Rabbi himself invented a lot of this Burns night ritual, but it all helps to get the beastie down. There's something about the comfort of Glen Eagle's Hotel that reminds you of a luxury liner, breasting the Highlands. Its golf courses were created by James Braid. Not for nothing are its holes a famous challenge to golfers from all over the world. Het girdle means hot cake, and you'll find out how easy it is to burn your fingers. It's par 3, and as the green falls away on all sides, he played fairly low and let the prevailing wind bring him up and round onto the green at the end. But if you're not that canny, you can find yourself well and truly bunkered. Take home some happy memories of Scotland. You may find you've a memory or two of things that didn't quite happen, although it would be nice to think they had. What about that golden autumn day on the taggart tee of the Ailsa? No gale force wind now. Those stylish practice swings, limbering up for the first ball. Those challenging 225 yards over the sea and rocks to the cairn. The brisk southwesterly blowing. That narrow entrance to the green, the roughs and winds on either side. The running excitement of stroking a nice shot from the fairway. Watching the flight of the ball against the sky. Seeing it land exactly where it was meant to, up on the wee hill to the left of the pin. Yes, that was what holiday golf in Scotland was like. That's the way you're going to remember it later. As a matter of fact, it's the way you're probably going to be telling it back home. It's not just the surgeon's eye to assess the putt, nor just the feeling of power, gripping the club. It was a mixture of all these things. The spring of the turf, the tang in the air, the wind in the heather. Above all, the feeling that it was good to be alive. Aye. That's the feeling that Scotland leaves all its visitors with, golfers and others, that it's good to be alive.